What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Mateo Family Vibes. And I just wanted to make a quick video here because I saw a comment on one of the videos asking about how much does it actually cost to live where I live. Specifically the condo facility or the complex where I live. Well, honestly, the prices vary depending on a couple different factors. And that's basically going to be one of two things. One, is it a bare unit? Or two, is it a furnished unit? So you have the option here in the Philippines to essentially get a unit that's already furnished, meaning it already has all of your furniture, bed, kind of everything that you need. There's also an option where it's just a bare unit. Now, there's a significant difference in bare units here and what you would consider a bare unit in, let's say, the US. Now, in the US, when you typically move into like a condo or an apartment or anything like that, typically it's empty. They're not furnished. So it's not, in the US is very common. All the apartments are pretty much always empty. There's not a thing for furnished units. It was only when I got here to the Philippines and moved here that I realized that over here is a really common thing to have condos just be furnished. So priced, and that's going to reflect on the price, by the way. So obviously for a furnished unit, it's going to be way more expensive than it is for a bare unit. Now, a couple things to keep in mind though is bare units are literally bare units, meaning that they don't come with refrigerators, they don't come with stoves, they don't come with stove range hoods or anything like that. They don't come with AC units. So those are, kind of what a bare unit is here. Now, there are some developers that when you do a bare unit, they come with a stove or a fridge or AC, which is almost like a US, type of an apartment. But there are a lot of developers here where bare unit literally means bare unit with nothing on it, and you would have to actually provide all of that. So obviously those units are going to be significantly cheaper. It could be in a sense of maybe 5,000 to 10,000 pesos difference in price. So you have to keep, kind of all of that into factors. So let's say for units that are furnished, right? You can find a 1-bedroom unit here that is furnished they run about maybe 25,000 to 30,000. Honestly, it depends on what the furnishings are. If they're really nicely equipped with, with furnishings, then they'll obviously charge more of that. If it's a very basic furnishing, it's going to be about that 25,000 per month fee for renting an apartment here. Also, you have to consider that in this place where I'm staying is essentially contract. So you have to sign. Most of the places here, you have to sign a 1-year lease. Some allow 6-month leases, but most are pretty much 1-year lease terms. There are lease terms that you can have to where essentially you could do multi-year leases. That's what we have here. We have multi-year leases in this current place where we're at now. So that way we don't have to kind of worry about prices changing, and I can guarantee myself the price for X amount of years for whatever I sign the lease for. So if you're planning on living here, and like let's say you figure out the area that you want and that you love, then to me it just made sense to sign a multi-year lease. So that way you don't have to worry about finding a place to move to in a year or so, and you can really kind of establish yourself in the area, in the community, and then also, you don't have to worry about prices fluctuating, because I can tell you that before we moved into this unit, we were going to move into a unit in BGC, and that at that time, the price for that unit in BGC was about 70,000 pesos a month, and that was a 2-bedroom unit. Now that same 2-bedroom unit, a couple years later, is going for 110,000, 120,000. So it makes a huge difference if you find an area that you like or a condo unit that you like, that you're going to live here and be here, want to establish yourself in the community and things of that nature. It just makes sense to me to sign a multi-year lease. And so if you're going to be here for 2 or 3 years, then for me it just makes sense to, you know, offer the owner of the condo unit, offer them a multi-year lease. So that way, number one, they'll like it because they'll have guaranteed income, obviously, from a renter being there. And then it also saves you, you know, from having to move, but most importantly, having to search for a condo unit that you actually like, that has everything that you need and everything like that. So, but anyways, for areas, for these condos here in this facility, 1-bedrooms, you can find them for about 25,000 furnished. For 2-bedrooms, you can basically find them 35, 38. It depends on whether or not they're furnished or not. But probably looking at closer to maybe 40 if they're furnished, 38 if they're furnished. Non-furnished, I'm pretty sure you can find some for maybe 35 to 30. It just depends on what's available. And then for 3-bedroom units, they're basically going to start at maybe 45 and then go up to 65,000 pesos a month. Honestly, again, it just depends if they're furnished or not. I know that there are some 3-bedroom units here currently right now that are not furnished. They're bare units, and they are renting for 45,000 pesos. I do know of another 3-bedroom unit in a different building that is fully furnished very nicely as well. And it's going for about 55, 57. There's even a 4-bedroom unit here, which is essentially, it's 2 units combined into one. So it's like a 4-bedroom unit. And essentially it's, they basically combined, the owner bought 2 units, you know, together, combined them into one big unit. So they basically took like 2-bedroom condos and then combined them together. And they're renting that one out for, I believe, 65 to 70,000 a month. So, and again, the prices, you can negotiate prices here as well. So that's something that I love as well. You can negotiate contract terms. I mean, everything is up for negotiable, honestly. You know, here in the Philippines, and if you can get a good owner that, you know, kind of knows that, hey, they're getting a good tenant, and, you know, you're willing to sign a multi-year lease or something like that, I mean, it could be well worth it for you. But yeah, so that's just essentially to answer the question that was asked in the comments of how much does it cost to lease, specifically where I live at. All right, guys, so hope the video brought you some value, and hope you get a lot from it. If you have any other questions like this, I've done a lot of condo tours from the Philippines. We've done a lot of tours all over the city looking for condos for the past several years until we found this one. You can see behind me, Rockwell's lit up, so amazing view tonight of Rockwell. And so yeah, hopefully this video brought you some value, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Peace.